Once upon a time there was a little girl whose hair was so long and golden that everyone called her Goldilocks. Every day when Goldilocks went out to play, her mother reminded her not to go near the forest. "Don't go near the forest, you might get lost." Deep in the forest was a cottage, and in the cottage lived 3 bears. There was Daddy Bear. He spoke in a great big deep voice. "I'm great big Daddy Bear." There was Mummy Bear. She spoke in a middle-sized voice. "I'm middle-sized Mummy Bear." And there was Baby Bear. He spoke in a squeaky, tiny voice. "I'm tiny little Baby Bear." One morning, Mummy Bear made some porridge, but it was too hot to eat. So the 3 bears went out for a walk in the forest while it cooled down. Meanwhile, Goldilocks had forgotten what her mother had told her, and she decided to wander into the forest. She walked and walked until finally she came across the 3 bears' little cottage. Goldilocks looked at the cottage and wondered who might live there. She knocked on the door, but there was no answer. She could smell something nice inside, so she climbed in through a window to see what it was. On the table there were 3 bowls of porridge. A great big bowl, a medium-sized bowl, and a tiny little bowl. Goldilocks tasted the porridge in the big bowl, but she couldn't eat it. "It's too hot." Then she tasted the porridge in the medium-sized bowl, but she couldn't eat that either. "It's too cold." Then she tasted the porridge in the little bowl. "Ah, this porridge is just right." So she ate it all up. Goldilocks noticed 3 chairs by the fireside. A great big chair, a medium-sized chair, and a tiny little chair. She tried to sit on the great big chair, but it was too high. Then she sat on the medium-sized chair, but that was too high as well. When she sat on the little chair, she found that it was just the right height for her. But as she wriggled about on the chair, there was a loud crack, and the little chair broke into pieces. Goldilocks felt very tired. She tiptoed up the windy staircase into the bear's bedroom. Inside the bedroom there were 3 beds. A great big bed, a medium-sized bed, and a tiny little bed. She climbed onto the great big bed, but she didn't like it. "It's too hard." Then she climbed onto the middle-sized bed, but she didn't like that either. "It's too soft and squidgy." Then she climbed onto the tiny little bed. "Ah, this bed is just right for me." Goldilocks snuggled down under the covers, and it was so warm and cosy that she fell fast asleep. But as she was sleeping, the 3 bears arrived home. They went into the kitchen and looked at the bowls on the table. Daddy Bear growled angrily. "Someone's been eating my porridge." "Someone's been eating my porridge too." "Someone's been eating my porridge and they've eaten it all up." Mummy Bear looked very worried, and Baby Bear was very fed up because he was hungry. Then Daddy Bear noticed his chair. "Someone's been sitting in my chair." "Someone's been sitting in my chair too." "Someone's been sitting in my chair and they've broken it." Baby Bear was very upset and he started to cry. The 3 bears went upstairs to the bedroom. Daddy Bear looked at his bed. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." "Someone's been sleeping in my bed too." "Someone's been sleeping in my bed and they're still there." Just at that moment, Goldilocks woke up and saw the 3 bears staring at her. They looked very surprised, and Goldilocks was very frightened. She leapt out of bed and ran down the stairs as fast as she could. She ran and ran all the way home, and she never went alone into the forest again.